everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1738 of our daily content grind. Today, it's Monday. It's time for a news roundup. We do have a lot of news that we already covered because of a ton of stuff Hasbro dropped thanks to their Pulse stream, but we're going to keep up with, the Monday tradition and touch on all the little other news topics that weren't covered by said stream. But we are going to start with a little bit of a recap of information that you got from the actual designers and developers who are there on stream. Their words that you might have missed if you were like me and scrolling through too quick, weren't paying attention, or just kept up to date with photos. So, just to get all of this cleared out, Armada, Cyclonus, and Demolisher are confirmed to be coming at some point to finish the initial core Armada cast. That is a really, really good sign to hear. It also promises that we're going to get more of those minicon repaint sets because obviously if we got these two, they aren't going to have their minicons to begin with. Cyclonus is going to be fascinating because his minicon is so integrated into the robot, into the vehicle mode during their combination. I'm going to be curious to see if they have pre-engineered the Cyclonus toy for that. More minicons will be coming beyond the ones in the Red Alert pack. Yeah, it's going to be these two. Obviously, it's going to be these two. I'm probably a repaint of the space team that's coming with, with Jetfire, I'm assuming. Armada Starscream was a partial of the Reactivate mold. That's actually fascinating because thinking back on those two toys, I cannot think of any parts on them that actually match. I would have to have them side by side. Herald of Unicron is a combination of different Unicron incarnations, Cybertron, Marvel, etc. We did kind of talk about that. It's just kind of like a catch-all for just minions stuck on minicons. Minions of Unicron that are Unicron-esque looking. Which, by the way, now we have the new Prime listing that was in the last set of leaks. It's going to be at the end of Age of the Primes. Now we are kind of suspecting that is going to be the Primus Herald that they were talking about during this live stream. They know people want Prime Unicron and Primus, so serves as an Avatar Acolyte version. HasLab Unicron will not be re-released, but other versions of Unicron could be made, and they're asking for fan feedback on what we'd want. This week, I might do a video that is basically like laying out, this is what I want from a brand new Unicron toy. Kind of talked about what to do with Unicron in the past, but it's very relevant now with them asking, so might as well share my opinion that they will not see. They want to continue to use the Unicron logo for any of the Unicron affiliate characters going forward. Fun. The tailgate mold will be reused more in the future, which is kind of curious as there's really not a whole lot of other repaints for that mold, unless you want to go to like the obscure Brazilian tasks, or if you want to continue the GoBot segment of those toys, because there is technically a few of like fiction only ones that are based on the other mini bots. They might continue that, though I don't even know if we have a bad boy in the works yet, because Viper is in the listings. We know we're getting the Cobra repaint of that Power Glide toy. Have not heard about them completing the e-hobby mini bots yet. See, they want to continue doing the weird mini bot repaints, which is okay. I wouldn't mind doing some of the weird ones as long as they get more as long as they get more amount. They think it's time to get into the throttle bots. Now, this is concerning for me because to get throttle bots, all of them, in order to stay within their own little like subset, they're all going to have to be the same size, and because of the way their robot modes are designed, they will mostly be the same transformation. Like, there's no avoiding it. That's just how they function. And it's how they were designed to look in fiction. I don't see how much you can really get out of throttle bots. I do agree that it's their time with the mini bots done. Moving on to throttle bots is the next logical step. I don't know if you're going to be able to make them viable and like interesting separate from each other. I do hope that it means we get a decent gold bug that's not just a repaint Bumblebee. That would be nice. They want to further complete the target masters, which would be nice. It'd be interesting to me if they would actually do something like a new scoop because the last one that came out during Thrilling 30 is actually pretty good. I don't know if they would see the need to remake that one outside of just making it more G1 accurate. I am still waiting for Quick Mix. Let's see. Eric Sabiniller worked on Joyride's colors. Nice, nice. So he's officially doing more work in Transformers. He's officially back. And they want to know if fans are interested in further Power Masters with Optimus specifically name dropped. I did a whole video saying what I would like out of future Power Masters. So there's all of the information they shared that you might have missed. So with that, we can move on to the stuff we can actually see. So we got good pictures of the upcoming Age of the Primes Cybertronic and Cybertread. They are repaints of weaponizers, which is weird to see them coming all the way back from Siege. I do obviously have my issues with translucent plastic involved here, as it is a very heavy amount. That said, I cannot deny this aesthetic is exceptionally cool looking. I can't not deny that. They look incredibly unique and cool for Transformers. And it's not just the fact that they are translucent plastic that is already rare, granted. But it's the trim paint. I very rarely see Transformers do paint trimming like this, where it's outlining the details rather than filling them in or covering them up. This is unique. I might actually be interested in these despite the clear plastic. It just looks really, really cool. We will see how they turn out. These are weird. I'm not sure if these are in like the normal, just like normal release segments, if these are like last wave fillers or something for Age of the Primes, but they look really, really cool. Okay, I will admit they look really, really cool. I'm curious about picking them up, if only for the sake of how unique they are. On the other hand, we have something that decidedly does not look cool. So we have official in-hand shots of the cereal box Jazz that will be coming with the Optimus Prime gift set that is San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. If my images will stop glitching out. So, yeah, it's a super tiny, squat little Jazz toy. Exceptionally simple. They described it as like a bulky core class figure. What you are seeing here is the end result of trying to make several ideologies work at the same time. This thing has to fit inside of a G1 Optimus Prime trailer, so it has to be pretty small. They want it to have modern detail and articulation, but they also kind of wanted to go for the vibe of the G1 toy Optimus released in Legacy United, but that also means they wanted to scale better to said toy. And that toy does stand shorter than your normal Optimus Prime. So you throw all of that together, and this is what you end up with. You end up with this squat, tiny little Jazz, and you end up with photos like this that look like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in Twins. This really does, like, for how squat and wide this is, for how short and wide it is, it gives Danny DeVito energy. And I just keep saying that. It's because it's true. It's true. You know, put his voice into this toy. I think it would fit. I'm not sure if I actually want this set or not. I do have a friend who's going to SDCC, and I definitely want the Blaster set. I do not know if I want this set yet. Like, because God, it's such a weird set, incredibly weird set, and this Jazz is making it weirder. We have in-hand shots of the new Hot Wheels toys, which is very, very cool to see because these actually look pretty good. So, this is GT Scorcher and, okay, let me get this right because I don't know Hot Wheel names very well. GT Scorcher and El Segundo Coupe. I don't know which is which. Point being, they both look pretty cool. They do not seem to have the aspects that made me, like, dislike the previous ones. So, with Bone Shaker, stability-wise, I had issues in robot mode. And a little bit in proportion-wise, but he was mostly fine. Twin Mill felt very hollow and very scrawny for the price point for a deluxe. Neither of these seem to feature that. They seem to be more solid. They seem to have some more chunk to them. I do like the overall look and design. GT Scorcher especially. I like the really wide shoulder stance. He looks like he's trying to be a little bit different than the standard Autobot car. That has me far more interested in him. I'm looking forward to these. I keep seeing the red twin mill around me now. This kind of got me in the vibe of getting back to these crossovers. But this one looks so much better. This one looks so much better than the first round. I'm looking forward to them. Also, Segundo, what are you doing? You're one away from glory. What have you done? Anyway, hey, did you not buy any of the Siege Jetfire runs? Guess what? You can get another chance. They are rerunning Commander Jetfire one more time. So there's a brand new EAN number for it. So we know this is not just some old stock that was just found in a warehouse somewhere. And we know this is not some old listing that no longer applies. We are getting another Jetfire. This toy is coming out again. I don't know how many more times you get to re-release the exact same toy, but they are trying. But if you miss out on it the first time, it is a really, really good toy. Good luck getting it this time. Probably not going to see it too often more. Okay, no real new listings this week outside of one for Cyberworld, which is a High Seas Heroes multi-pack. We have absolutely no information on it other than it is going to be some kind of exclusive. Probably Target. Target picks up a ton of exclusives. But this one in general, you could infer a few things. We do have several aquatic Transformers in Cyberworld's lineup. The pirate ship Scourge just came out. We know some places already have sightings for the submarine squid monster, lamprey looking Soundwave thing. And obviously if this is undersea hero, high seas heroes, you are absolutely going to see a repaint of the Alita 1 in here. I also wouldn't be surprised if they did something weird like Skybite being re-released as Cyber Shark, because you could technically get away with that. So you can speculate. Well, what is interesting to me about this is the focus on high seas, as aquatic Transformers are exceptionally rare. We might get a whole box of them soon. We'll see. We have a rumor about the new Transformers movie. So knowing that Michael Bay is on the way back, I am kind of dreading this. But here we have Jason Futch, who did Welcome to Derry, is apparently doing the script for the new Transformers movie. I cannot wait for Bonaventura to tell him to write the exact same movie that they've already done 5 times over. So, according to the article, Mr. Futch, who is one of the showrunners of supernatural horror television series It, Welcome to Derry, will work on a Rise of the Beast direct sequel, which is fascinating to do a direct sequel to a movie that bombed. Here I am praying that somehow He-Man gets a sequel so we can get a She-Ra movie, and this is actually getting a sequel. A movie doing as bad as Rise of the Beast did, and then still getting a sequel, it might actually give me hope that He-Man will somehow make it. Good remark that this movie would be unrelated to the supposedly Transformers G.I. Joe crossover project. We've heard next to nothing about that other than Bonaventura going, oh yeah, it's absolutely happening. It's absolutely happening. We've heard no movement on that thing whatsoever. But it's fascinating, as Rise of the Beast was supposed to move right into the G.I. Joe crossover. Now it looks like it might actually be skipping it. That's actually curious. So we'll see how this turns out. We have nothing about what the new movie is going to be like yet. So this is all still very early development. It'll be a while before we get anything concrete. eHobby has some new Chocon Former toys, which is basically just to say little big-headed vinyl figures that are oh no, these are 3D print. This is the stuff I kind of hate. I hate companies that are 3D printing things and then selling them like they're actual product. It's no, I could do this at home. Most people either have a 3D printer. most people don't have a 3D printer, but most people have someone who owns a 3D printer. They get just ask, hey, can you print this dumb little Optimus Prime for me? So they're doing an Optimus and a Megatron, a Soundwave, and a Sunstreaker of all things. They're doing we're doing an Optimus and an Ironhide, both cast in red. You see the little acrylic backdrops that you're getting for some of these, which are nice little G1 homages. There is also a Bumblebee and Megatron on the way. That is Bumblebee's cast in red, Megatron's cast in purple, but we do not have any image of those just yet. God, this is just weird to me. I don't like it. Feels dirty. It feels dirty when companies are just 3D printing and selling them like they're some like cheap artist alley booth at name a local anime con. But hey, if you like it, at least they're cheap. I'll give it that. Flame Toys just decided out of nowhere to announce they're doing Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus from their gigantic Kurakarakuri Ultra Magnus set. I already love this Ultra Magnus design, and then you're going to put it in Powered Convoy colors, and now you're just making fun of me. Like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to afford this. Release is strictly limited to 1,000 pieces worldwide. Pre-order available exclusively at Flame Toys official events, select sales channels only. The first 150 pieces will be available for pre-order ahead of everyone else at GMHS 2026. I do not know what convention that is. Point being, this is going to be extremely limited and very hard to get, and probably somewhere north of $400. So have fun with that. On the far more affordable end of things, Blokees has announced their brand new Shining version 05. These are their light up kits. And we're starting off with Optimus and Megatron, which are both brand new sculpts. Looking fine. They're not terribly different from the original sculpts, but hey, it's nice that they're keeping them fresh. The Blokees have had some subtle changes as the series has gone on. So to get some updated molds of Optimus and Megatron to take those improvements into account, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not a bad thing. This bugs me. This one really bugs me. I love my Quintessons. I like having Quintessons in multiples, and little Quintessons like this would make me very, very happy. But they are locked to Shining version 5, and they are random distribution, meaning I'm probably not going to get the minimum 4 I would want. But it is neat that like we're actually getting those. That like I like when Quintessons are acknowledged. Cop getting one as well. He's got a light up chest. The little like the little tank-ish little Perceptor there is actually kind of adorable. He just kind of looks like a cannon emplacement, but he's trying to be the microscope mode. There's Perceptor in robot mode. Perceptor actually kind of makes sense with a light up gimmick. There's something about that actually makes sense to me. There's Megatron, some cracks and damage down his chest. You see the Decepticon emblem lights up, which is a nice little use. We have a Hot Rod with translucent parts for his arm guns. You see his visor lighting up. He's got the visor down like in the movie. So that seems to be your wave. It's a pretty solid wave. Like, that's a lot of big name characters. They do what the Shining version does, which is to focus mainly on the heavy hitter characters and then sprinkle in a few random ones that you really wish were just normal blocky assortments, because getting a hold of them is now going to be more expensive and more annoying. But hey, at least they are getting all the characters out they possibly can. Let's go over to the Yolo Park side of things. They have 2 Beast Wars kits that they are officially showing off themselves. The first one being their Black Arachnia. And it does look pretty fantastic. Like, the articulation looks great. The metallic painting is done really, really well. Little details like the spider legs across her cleavage. All of this done very, very nicely. She looks like she walked right out of the show, which is exactly what I would expect from Yolo Park. Oh, and by the way, the eyes light up as well. It would have been a really cute trick if the eyes actually lit up in green to match like all the times you saw her with the arc codes in her eyes, but I'll accept this. this still looks pretty cool. It's very intimidating. And then we also have one for Megatron on the way. Oh, God, should I put that in the thumbnail? It'd be just showing you how this toy works as well. It's one's far bigger figure than the Black Arachnia is. I like how all the parts can come off and reveal like the underside, like the unarmored Megatron. Not only because that's how he looked during the very first scene of the show, but also we have seen him at times remove the armor. Like when he's soaking in his tub and brushing his dinosaur's teeth. We have seen it there, which I do like that's a fun accessory to include. It is. Most Megatrons feel one rubber ducky short of being perfect, but the toothbrush is a fun little inclusion. And it does have the articulation to actually brush the teeth, which is pretty good too. And we wrap it up with Transformers teaming up with Thumbs for the Second Form collaboration, offering official clothing, art prints, etc. Oh, you're gonna... Okay, it's being weird. Weirdly having trouble loading. The artwork itself is really, really nice. I like the style of the artwork. I like that they've gone without the heavy, like, black outlines that you would expect from these drawings normally. I don't like the Thumbs logo, like, worked in, because out of context it makes no sense and does look pretty silly. But again, the artwork looks really, really nice. It's a very Marvel-esque Starscream. Very, very nice. That's absolutely a Marvel-esque Megatron, but also far more modern in how well drawn it is. Like, okay, the wireframe is a little bit neat. That looks like it's taking, like... Oh, that's fascinating. Do I have good shots of that? Okay, sticker pack, which does include a straight-up Marvel cup, mug. See, like this. So it's like screaming thumbs. Like, this is weird. So it's a little bit like the branding's a little bit forced in, but that's what you get from like a big name like designer clothing brand. I mean, it does all look really, really good outside like my weirdness with the logo. I'm fascinated that this only had one actual drawing. Now, this looks like existing art. This either looks like toy packaging art or things that were like professionally done for Transformers by known artists. It's where it all comes from that's fascinating to me, because like you can just tell that the Megatron is the Siege version. He's got the big heavy backpack for it. The Bumblebee is classics, which is really interesting choice. I almost want those pieces of art as t-shirts and such, instead of like a lot of this custom stuff. Do we dare see how much this is? Oh, $45 for a t-shirt. 45 bucks for a white t-shirt. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. Oh well. At least it exists for those with deep pockets for clothing. Don't get anything on them. Don't stain them, and don't accidentally bleach them into another color. I really see, that's the thing. I like shirts that I don't really have to worry about, rather than ones that I have to treat like they're made of glass. So that's not for me, but it's out there. It's part of the news roundup, and that is the end of the news roundup. So thank you very much for watching yet another one, and we'll be back next week doing the exact same thing. So with all that said, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.